Shit, man, and we're live. People deluded. I'm back again. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a great weekend. We defo did, Arsenal fans. We saw some good football. We saw some interesting tactical decisions from Mikel Arteta, and equally some good performances. Now it's showtime. Not quite showtime, because on Sunday we will be doing a watch along for Manchester United against Arsenal, and that is where our Premier League season kicks off. I'd love nothing more than this youth here to do a madness. If you've woken up today, you would see Salvio's been linked with Spurs. I want to know your thoughts. Is that something people should explore? And literally just before I've gone live with you lot, people, Rodrigo, a lot of people assuming he was signing for Arsenal. Manchester City could be on the verge of looking for him, but we're going to get into that. I've got 2 live streams today. I'm obviously live now to whenever we're done. 4 p.m. I'm going to have Hooks, I'm going to have Captain, I'm going to have SP. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to them and all of those kind of things, man. 4 p.m. Bazza, 4 p.m. Bazza, 4 p.m. Take a touch. Now I'm playing. Rodri to Man City, apparently, which is jarring. As you know, Joe, appreciate you for becoming a member, broski. Means a lot, man. Means a lot. And, you know, you got Hyper in the building. DG. I can't lie. When you look, comment that. When I hear that when I'm playing Sunday League, I could only imagine how it must be to be an actual Premier League footballer. And they're doing all of that, because it gasses me, especially when I'm playing Sunday League. I act like I can't hear it and that, like, oh, drop, boys, drop. These times I can hear it. Sometimes the galley are singing it as well. Like, wow, this is a movie. God knew he couldn't make me a footballer, especially if I was one of them Miles Lewis Skelly's, Wanyeri, Rooney, Cesc Fabregas, them teenage footballers. Everything would have come too fast, especially in this day and age of social media. But we're being silly, people. Nada, what will we do with that lad? 8 assists. 1 goal, 29 games. Where is he more than half them games doing? Huh? Nada, what will we do with that lad? 8 assists, 1 goal, 29 games. Where is he more than half them games? You're right, and I get what you're saying. I don't want to be a hypocrite because I want numbers, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not trying to diss Madueke because he's here now and things, but I would rather sign them Salvio kind of guys. You never know what, a bit of love, a bit of first team football could do. I think Manchester City are gonna do some crazy things because they're too keen to get people out. Like Jack Grealish looks like he's going to Everton on loan. Salvio could be signing for Spurs. There's definitely something else in relation to Manchester City. I can't remember it. James McCaitry to Nottingham Forest. DG, are you still house hunting? Kwame, leave me alone, man. I'm staying in Everton, my friend. Imagine you score a goal at the Emirates and the whole crowd shouting, DG, dreams come true. Shout out, Gabriel. Will them tacticals come out and say, I got to take the L? Spoke too soon about Gyökeres scoring a header. I mean, to be fair, Gyökeres' heading record at Sporting wasn't good, but there's some factors. Like, I'm not a Sporting fan. I'm not watching them. But this is what I mean when everybody's got the answers. Like, Gyökeres can't score a header, in which we saw him do. Everyone's got the answer. Who is asking the right questions? He might be poor at heading. That might be a weakness. He said he wants to improve at that when he signed for our football club, and he could have scored 2 headers and, well, he could have had a hat-trick. But sometimes you've got to sit there and ask yourself, why isn't he scoring headers? Is it he's just not good at them and he can't improve at that, or he can improve at that? Is there something around Sporting not putting the ball into the box and they're not really a cross-centric team? Because, it's really under Mikel Arteta. Under Emery, we weren't really doing that. Defo weren't doing that under Wenger, where you look at the throw-ins, defensive steel, being a bit more like overly direct, headers, emphasis on headers. That has been with Arteta. So I'm not being funny. I don't care how, and I think everybody shares it. I don't care how Gyökeres bags. If you want to score headers, bangers, tap-ins, instinctive finishes, left foot, right foot, just make sure you get 20 plus goals in it. That's all anybody really cares about. But he's like the man's 6 foot, strong, clearly athletic, and I know there's a lot being said by weirdos about his physique and everything, but clearly got the physical capacity to jump up in the air and score some headers, and it helps. And for me, it's the run. I don't want to rate the fact that he made the run where, if you don't know what I'm referring to, where Zubamendi's obviously put the ball into the box for him to score, or Madueke's. You're a striker, you should be able to, but as dumb as it sounds, and I don't really quite believe it, because Kai Havertz does have good movement amongst other things, but how many times have you seen a striker just make a striker's run? Or move like a striker? As dumb as it sounds, just you are a striker. I'm happy with that, man. But yeah, some people, you know what the thing is, social joints. Unfortunately in life, yeah, and in football media and social media and things, I don't know what it is, but it comes that you can't say, there's 2 things that seem like a taboo. And I'm not saying I'm holier than thou or whatever, because I've been wrong about bare things. I'm definitely never scared to take L or be wrong or any of those kind of things, because this is football. Pep's got things wrong. Wenger's got things wrong. All these guys have got things wrong. So who are we as armchair experts? But there's 2 things that are seen as taboos on YouTube where it comes to football. One, I don't know. It's okay to not have the answer. I don't know. Why is that a problem? Or I was wrong. There's too much egos and all of these kind of things. Bro, watching him also run on the left and right flank is a breath of fresh air. All I've seen is Saka and some of Nelly over the past years. Someone did the tally. Gyökeres has one less headed goal than Sesko and is at one less, and those boys are taller than Gyökeres. Oh, I'm reading it. Scored too many headers, man. Just put the ball in the back of the net. Who would you take, Savinho or Eze? Eze, of course, over them, man. But yeah, people just won't take an L, man. It's okay. I sold my Martinelli stocks this summer. Oh gosh, I'm not gonna say that part. Get that Salvino brother in ASAP. Pure Jogger Benito. He looks like he's getting Spurs. To be fair, Kudus, him, Fit Kulisevsky, all the others. It's quite decent, isn't it? Really. Can we make sure we're smashing the like button, people? One love in advance, man. One love in advance. Ash, one love, man. Keep the questions coming. You lot make the platform. You clearly care because you've been saying you guys was getting Rodrigo. What happened, mate? Nelson, that's just to give you the clout that you want. You've never heard me say we're getting Rodrigo. Like, you could actually go through, but don't let that get in the way of stuff, man. I don't want to, but you know what? I'm gonna agree with you because I'm kind of scared of you, bro. That leather jacket and the worms on your head. So love, I'm scared of you, bro. I don't want no problems with a spice head. I can't lie to you. None of them problems. Buy the Martinelli stocks, 2 assists, 2 games, World Cup Nelly invest. I must admit, you know me, I'm a big fan of Martinelli. I don't deny the obvious. He's stinking up the place. Granted, not against Bilbao, but it's looking dark, lad. Like it's overly dark. It was dark already. Like it's looking dark, man. Like I don't know how we get out of this. I don't. I'm just praying for a purple patch. And even that, I think, not that anyone was bad against Bilbao. For me, still need a left winger. I know Eze might not be the answer, but like you still need. We're not gonna do what we need to do, man. It's step in the right direction with Gyökeres. We know what Saka does. The other players ain't bad. We need a left winger or someone that's going to it's evident you are the first choice option there. Arsenal fans switch up so fast. Get me Eze, none of that Salvinho jazz. What are you saying about Rodrigo wanted by City? It just makes sense. You imagine, we've been saying this. If Rodrigo becomes available, all the top teams in Europe, Manchester City included, are going to be interested. Obviously, for him to go to City, the obvious, you're going to get a lot of money, like you would at any Premier League club. You're going to be playing in the Premier League. You're going to be of significant more importance than you currently are at Real Madrid. And also away from that, there's not a single player. Obviously, there's factors, but if it was just off the basis of working with Pep Guardiola, there's not a single footballer that would want to turn that opportunity down, to be coached by a generational manager, potentially the best ever. Like, it just makes too much sense for Rodrigo to go over there. For Arsenal, it was going to take a lot. Pardon me, it's going to take a lot. There's clearly a financial outlay, and I'm not saying that as an excuse, because if we want Rodrigo, if you want that caliber of player, we all know you've got to pay the money, either in terms of wages or the transfer fee. I don't want to hear about we tried an X factor, and we all know once the window closes, we've done good business so far. Is it enough? Clearly not. But we all know here, people, once the window closes, the Athletic are going to come out with that article and somehow say we tried to get Leao, Rodrigo, this one, that one. It's not going to go anywhere. And cool, if you get these guys, cool. If you don't, cool. Mikel Arteta, make sure there's a parade in May of 2026. DG, did you hear what Igal said about Wenger? I'm a diss that fraud whenever he's on here. Hey, Earth, I lie that. Big up. You can't disrespect Igal. Can't never disrespect Igal, my guest over here. But what did Igal, big up Igal? I know he's got some outlandish takes, but what has he said about Arsene Wenger? Get someone in. Trust. Look close up, Eze. Look close up, Eze. Then go to the wire for Rodrigo Leao through the back door. I can't lie, man. As I've said before, just forget the Rodrigo thing. Just get Eze. I'm even starting to say forget the Eze thing as well. But get Eze through the door. Try for Rodrigo, but I don't know who to tell you. But go if you want. As I said before, if you want Eze but don't get Eze, you need to bring me a multifunctional, versatile attacker. Because when you remove whatever you think about Eze, that's that. If you want Rodrigo, you want a left winger that he can play in a bunch of other positions. But if you want, if you want Rodrigo, you want a talismanic left winger. Go and get me that. Whether it's a household name, a young G with scope to be better, just make sure. Because I think we need one. If it's up to me, two more attackers need to arrive. It would be criminal not to get another one, because then you're betting on Martinelli, potentially Trossard if he leaves. Madueke, big him up. But again, we need to know what we're getting from these players, and we don't necessarily know that. But what did Igal say? Nah, no, Igal, listen. One thing I admire about Egal, like he's not afraid to say his truth, innit? I don't agree with plenty of what Egal says, but if that's what a man believes, it's what a man believes, innit? Wait, hang on. Are we live on YouTube? We must be. That's weird. Weird update to get. Eze and Fifana/Nusa would be good. You need two attackers. I don't think Martinelli, Trossard, Madueke are bad players. But I don't know if you're going to be able to do the business for 30 or 38 games. I don't want to go too far against like using the Bilbao game because it's only one game. And I'm not saying Kai Havertz can't start, but that is the best thing we need to do. Gyökeres, you're the guy. There's scope for probably Havertz to deputize as a striker when Gyökeres needs a rest. I more want to see it in game, like if we're God forbid, but if we're chasing a game, Havertz and Gyökeres can coexist. But Havertz off the bench, that's your thing. Just put people in the roles that they're meant to be in now, man. Who do you want to start left back against United? Skelly or Italian Giant? I must admit, Calafiori, he's done his bit to change my thinking, a bit reactive, but I would still go Miles Lewis Skelly at this moment in time, man. Eze and Fifana would be cold, filthy forward lineup. Could do a lot worse, man. Man said DG's crying, like, bro, please take your tablets. Come on, Egal on that viral BS dude playing the game. There's a point you can't take man serious. That's on him. I know Egal slander, but nobody is saying what Egal. You can't slander Egal here. But what has Egal said? Egal said Wenger wouldn't win the league with 1 billion that Arteta got. He said Arteta is better than Wenger. He started support. He definitely didn't start supporting in 2017. He definitely didn't. He was dissing Wenger to big up Arteta. I can't lie. I need to see, like, is it a tweet? Is it a video? Wenger with £1 billion? Like, if you what? But you'd have to demand Wenger spend it though. Like, you'd have to say to Wenger, you have to spend this bread, bro. Like, you have to, because we all know Wenger would hoard it. We all know Wenger, like, he would. Oh, I've said this before. I think Wenger, amongst everything, what made Wenger excel in England and the byproducts, you know, being a household name in Europe, I think that led to his demise. And what I mean by that is, obviously, when he came to England, he's a trailblazer. He's a hallmark of football. There's nothing you can do. He's big, like his legacy is bigger than just Arsenal, but there's so much stuff he done. First foreign manager to come do this thing. When he came over here, obviously he had this, the game's changed now, but he had the scouting links, forget catch up. He was big on recovery and all of that kind of stuff. The game's obviously advanced significantly in the 20 years or however long it was that Wenger was here. He was reluctant to change. Like, he was reluctant to change. We was having the diminutive footballers. So I don't know if it would work. But if Wenger was, if you have to give Wenger 1 billion or whatever it is, 700 million pounds, 1 billion, and you demand Wenger, like you say to Wenger, broski, you have to spend bread. I think he wins one of the last 3 years. I think he gets one of them over the line. You could argue the latter stage, Wenger doesn't get us to this point, but I reckon he does. And one thing's for sure, I don't think he would have got the defenders, like the defending spot on, but we wouldn't have these attacking problems. These attacking problems wouldn't have been here. Like, they would have been eradicated, kind of thing. And he wouldn't have. I'm not even dissing them. He's not spending 50 million on Madueke. He's not spending 65 million on Kai. He's not buying Marino. He's not buying Berry. These guys. So I disagree with that. Arteta ain't got no legacy to match up with Wenger at all. Because some of the things that he's being praised for, Wenger was crucified for. Now, that different stages of their career, but yeah, man. People are saying he would buy better players with that money, and the gal said in his last year he's finished and he wouldn't do what Arteta did. And even that, a finished Wenger, he was. Well, we're at the point now with Arteta. We're at the point, now with Mikel Arteta, that I think many fans, if you were to win a League Cup or a FA Cup, if you bought a League Cup or a FA Cup, like it, I don't think in May of 2026, if you rock up with that, people will think, you know, it will suffice. But even when Wenger was finished, by his own legacy, he was rocking up with some FA Cups and whatnot. So yeah, man, it sounds like maybe a gal's not said his point or conveyed his point in the right way. Based on what you lot are saying, it feels like it, not that it's the right message, but right message, right message, wrong messenger. Like, I do feel like with a gal, sometimes like people just want to pile on the guy. Like, he says decent things. Like, he's a madman, clearly. But that's why I like him, because these are his opinions, and life would be boring if everybody had the same thoughts. But sometimes I feel he's like the Granit Xhaka of YouTube. Like, he could say Mikel Arteta's got 2 legs. No, what do you mean he's got 1? No, he's just, some gal might say he's got 3. He pauses, but you get the point. But yeah, man. Igal brought up the point of early Wenger and late Wenger. I think he made a valid point. But to be fair, even late Wenger, really and truly, like the only thing I'll give in Arteta's favor is you was adapted to the modern times. You was adapted to the modern times. I don't think Wenger is getting us to this level. The late Wenger is getting us to this level defensively. Talent ID is doing a lot better. I do think he's getting over the line in at least one of these 3 years. I'll be honest, probably for me, the 2022-23 season, because that is the fairy tale thing. But it's neither here nor there. Arteta will do well to be mentioned in the same realm as Wenger. Like, even if Arteta won the Premier League and the Champions League, or the Champions League, which would be the first time in our history, you still won't be above Wenger for me. Wenger set the levels for you. Yeah, he set the levels for you. It's that simple. The Emirates was paid off because of him. The very fact that you can spend all this money is because of him. Hayland is a byproduct because of him. We all know Nicolas Anelka's fee that we got from Real Madrid paid that off. And obviously, you can't just say it's Wenger. There's, you're getting, everyone who knows how an academy works, in it, like, you're getting coaches and whatnot. That's obviously many a years beyond the Wanyeris, the Sakas, the list goes on, in it. So, yeah, man. Without Wenger, there's no Arteta there. Arsenal. Do you think we'll enter the race for Rodrigo with City if he's available and we sell Fabio, Zini and others? But the thing is with City, you could see them change this up tomorrow. Like, they could sign him tomorrow. Again, I'd assume where Rodrigo's concerned, he's still, I don't want to leave Real Madrid. I want to make it. But if there was any project or any team or any manager that could make him feel, listen, go pack your bags, it's got to be Pep Guardiola. It has to be Pep Guardiola. And for us, obviously, we're still on this selling thing, innit? So no move is happening imminently. Just put Eze in the bag, man. He definitely wins the league this season. We got Timber and Rice. I hear that. I actually hear that one. I hear that one. I hear it. Gal can be very objective with other teams, but with Arsenal, he sees things with rose-tinted glasses. Very passionate fan. Wenger with this squad, all the last 3 years, wins the league in 13, 14, and 15, 16. I kind of hear Gal, even though I don't agree either 98% of his takes. Wenger's talent ID from 2026 was terrible. But then, was it just Wenger, or did we start to do the stat DNA and the analytical thing? We all know Wenger didn't want Mustafi or what's my man, the Spanish guy, man, not Santi and all them, man. Or what's his name? We had the winger. Did we buy him from Deportivo, or did he leave to go Deportivo? He didn't even want Lacazette. It's well known. Like, that's what started my YouTube career. I said that I'm telling you for a fact, he doesn't want the Lacazette. Who is this? Lucas Perez. But yeah, forget all of that, man. Can we get to 70K before the end of the month? I hope so, man. What are we at now? And I have to all of you lot tuned in, appreciative to you lot, because without you lot, it's not possible, man. Like, the target before the end of the year was 70K, as big up Stylish, as he said there. Currently, we sit at, in the last 24, 48 hours, you bumped up a few hundred people. And that's because of you lot, man. Don't think every like doesn't count. Every comment you leave after the video doesn't count. Tell a friend to tell a friend. But we're currently at 69,676. So big up everybody tuned in. And we get to 70K. We just need to be aggressive in our pursuit of 100K. And then the plaque goes up there. And we've actually accomplished something, man. What do you think of Lookman? I think it's a good shot instead of Eze. I'm not having Lookman instead of Eze. I'm only having Lookman if you bring Eze and whatever you're trying for Rodrigo and this one and that one, it doesn't happen. If you offer me Eze and Lookman, I'm having Eze. Now, you could argue maybe Lookman, there's more of a role for him beyond me just rating Eze. You could argue that because he can play off the left, he can play up front, he can play on the right. Yeah, I'm not having Lookman ahead or instead of Eze. I wouldn't cry if we get him. But the Lookman thing is dead anyways. Looks like he's going in though. Lookman and Eze, not over Eze. Yeah, that's what I'm on. Was we ever in for Rodrigo to even be talking about, are we not in for Rodrigo anymore? Mods are on vacation. Smash the like button on the way in. I'm doing well, Junior, man. It's always, what do you think of Arsenal? It's never how the boy is, man. Appreciate you, man. You know, it's Monday. You have to wake up with. I'm a big fan of attacking the week. I'm a big fan of planning your on Sunday, planning your week. To attack the week, man. Like, I've been all right, man. Like, I'm here with you lot. Went gym, done other stuff in the gym as well today, man. Like, done a Pilates class. That shit burns. I was like, yeah, it's all cool, man. Yeah, it's all cool. It's all cool. Went and visited my nan's grave as well. A bit emotional, had a bit of a tear. But yeah, man, I'm here, man. Thank you very much, man. Love the energy always, my bro. Appreciate you, Kaya, man. Come on. Appreciate you. Thank you. Skelly, good player, but he's been found out now. He does not link up well with Martinelli offensively. which Calafiori does. To be fair, Calafiori does link up well, but is it a Martinelli problem at this point? Because there's been bare left backs and bare centre mids and all of these kind of things, and we're still saying the same stuff. Miles Lewis-Skelly isn't perfect. We can't expect him to be at 18 years of age, but he's a bloody good footballer. And for Calafiori, it's just a fitness thing, because reality is, yeah, big up Miles Lewis-Skelly. Cannot ask anything more of him. Love you at the football club. We've been on a very short journey, but it's been jam-packed with a lot. But the reality is, you came in, what, Calafiori was signed for, what, 30, 40 plus million quid, Italian international. There should have been, and obviously injuries have played a part. There should be no world where it's either unclear who is the first choice, or maybe potentially Miles Lewis-Skelly's the first choice and you're the deputy. Take people's spots. I need you to, and Miles Lewis-Skelly, don't let him take it. I need you two fighting. I need Timber and Ben White fighting. Saliba and Gabriel, no one's getting ahead of them. But Mosquera, if their form drops, or the manager's thinking about playing you and potentially dropping one of those, make sure your form's amazing. Kepa, I'm therefore exaggerating with this, but you need to be pushing Raya. And you get the point. There's no time for complacency. No one in this football club, including the manager, can have any complacency. Complacency is a killer, and the best of days. I would forgive us if, yeah, in the last 3 years we won 2 Premier Leagues or 3 Premier Leagues or 1 Premier League and domestic trophies. I can forgive you for complacency. You lot should be hungrier than Liverpool, hungrier than them. They've eaten. We ain't eaten. You'd be the hungriest team in the league, because if you don't win the league now, you're going to get mental fatigue if you haven't. Like, it's difficult to keep going again and again and again, coming up short. At some point, we're going to have to review things. So, yeah, MLS is an English starter. Smash the likes. Are you worried about Belemba going to United? Not really, because he's a good player, quality player. Like, United need him, but nah, man. Like, of course, everybody wants all the good players. I'd love him at Arsenal, but like, we're not going to spend 80, 90, 100 million on a centre mid. I don't think we're going to spend that on a single player anyways. But if we was, you're more likely to do that on the left-hand side, where we're talking about Rodrigo, which he looks like he's going City, or, pardon me, you're going to spend 50 odd on Eze, or you're just going to spend more significant funds in every area, really, because it's not a guarantee you're a starter. And I'm having him. I've said before, I think in the next 12 to 18 months, we're probably going to need 2 midfielders. Either, like, if not necessarily, it might be one next summer and then one the summer after that. I think we could get a stopgap little number 6 or in the Norgard vein. But if you were to say, like, DG was signing a midfielder, I would want someone more like Zubamendi than Rice, if that makes sense. Or Zubamendi, like someone that's actually better in the middle and final third than Zubamendi. We know Zubamendi's an all-phase player, but again, the Cesc Fabregas, the Santi Cazorla type, the tempo dictator, we need one of those. And I must admit, Mikel Arteta, that we can't get him now, but there was a point, it looked like Fabian Ruiz was going to leave PSG. One does wonder what he could have done for our team. Pilates is underrated functional fitness. I always see the galley do it, so I thought, why not, man? Have you noticed after the Liverpool loss yesterday, all the pundits predicting Arsenal to win the league? Funny. I mean, Liverpool do look like they have fragilities defensively, but there's probably not a single team that doesn't have concerns. I'm not going to draw too much into it. I think Liverpool shot themselves in the foot. Big up you lot that was here, because we did a watch along for it. They shot themselves in the foot, defended shitly, drew themselves out, absolutely drew themselves out. I do think Hugo Ekitike looked good. His link up with Wirtz looked good. Frimy looks a bit shaky defensively, but very good going forward. We're not going to really see, like, the teams really what anyone's saying until 10, 11, 12 games into the season. That's why I'm excited and nervous about our first 6 to 10 games, but you'd rather that now than at the end of the season where it's sink or swim. Everyone's trying to make their own way. And this is where, I know we say it all the time, but it does feel like this could be probably the most exciting Premier League season in general. Like, I actually feel, hot take, we're finally going to see a proper relegation battle now. None of this, it's March, teams are gone, or, you know, Southampton, like they broke records. I think there's going to be a proper one. There might even be a team that for the whole season looks like they're going down in August. Some man said August, definitely not. In April/May, they beat the drop. I think the race for all of the European places, full stop, is going to be mad. Title challenge, I don't know, but teams that would like to win the title, you know, the Arsenals, the Cities, the Liverpools, the Chelseas. There's a lot of teething problems and transitions, and you don't really know what's going to happen. And it's also a World Cup year, so it'd be interesting. And I don't know if you want to factor it, but for the teams that did play at the Club World Cup, is there anything behind that? So it'd be interesting, man. I'd sell Trossard and Martinelli for Lookman and Eze. I'd let Trossard go. But I'd keep, if we get Lookman and Martinelli got a season, Eze, you need to sign regardless. Rodrigo or Eze or both. Ideally, both. I'm saying Eze because I don't see us getting Rodrigo. Leao was going PSG for 80 million last year, but now he's a bum. Back-to-back Wembley losses for those frauds. Madness, not my team, though. We moved shameless. Has anybody seen Marcel? Big up Foxy for the layup. Has anybody seen Marcel? He lives in America. He's normally here on the platform. He is a mod. He was here. The minute Liverpool conceded that equaliser, he's done a runner. Arteta don't like ballers. He prefers work hard players, less techie. He's going to have to cut that out now because I think we got enough workers. We need people that can pick locks, unlock stuff, do crazy things. You lot are buying it though, man. 55 likes. It's a poor day at the office, isn't it? It's a humbler. He's been ducking. Big up yourself, Joseph. 100. Appreciative to seeing my regulars. I think City will win the league if they get Rodrigo. Bring Wharton to the carpet. I'm not going to lie, yeah. Watching the game yesterday, I think when you see the social media discourse around which players have been great, which players have been bad, I don't think a lot of people watch the game to have strong opinions. And I mean that with Eze, with Wharton, with Wirtz. There's a couple, if I'm completely honest. Lookman really just happened. Lookman reality just happened with Liverpool. They're good, but they weren't all conquering last season. Definitely not all conquering, but they're definitely still up there, man. We conceded 3 to Villarreal. We need to pattern up. Pilates is hard work, tough. Yeah, man. This year I've been trying to put myself outside my comfort zone. So done Pilates. Gonna go hiking. Saturday I'm going out as well. Sorry, people. I need to put the charger in the laptop. Just put myself out my comfort zone. Like be around new people, be in different areas, be in different things. It changes your perspective, man. I feel like I do my best work, and I'm at my best when I'm like. I yearn for adventure. And that's what you got to do, man. Like this year, anything that's made me nervous, I've done it. And I think that's how you have to, that's the only way to evolve in life. Like, you can't just sit here and be comfortable with shit. You can't just be comfortable because you're never going to adapt. There needs to be that friction. It's like being in the gym. If you just pushing weights, there's no tension, you're not going to do anything, but there needs to be that, So I try and use that mentally for life, if that makes sense. DG, did you see Martinelli celebrating the Emirates Cup? Calafiori shut that down real quick. To be fair, he tried to do the but big up Calafiori for that. He knows we're not in this dibby thing. We have won 2 trophies though already. We have won, and we've won 3 trophies in recent months. Last time I checked, Arsenal's women won the Champions League. We won a prestigious tournament in Asia and the inaugural Emirates Cup. So it's the quadruple one. Someone commented on Instagram, you're the most shameless guy on the planet. I'm like, yeah, I'm balanced. And I don't know why you can't have variety in life. Of course, I like to talk about the nuances. I like to remove my emotion and see what's in front of it. But beyond all, I am a shameless passion merchant. I am a passion merchant. There's nothing more. Would I rather sit with the football nerds at a football game or the hooligans? The dons backing off their top. There's beers. We're moving mad. We're chanting. A player's walking past us from the rival team. You're shit, mate. You're touchy shit, mate. This is what football's about. And the game's losing receipts. You know what I mean? Do people think Nico Williams is a top player? Well, Arteta was pushing for him. Then got Noni when Williams stayed at Athletic. Arteta brought Sterling. He can't build attacks. He's going to have to hold that, bro. You wanted Madueke, make it work. Madueke, you got to make it work as well, but make it work. I see that. I'm not going to lie. I see the angle with Madueke. I see it now, especially, I know Arteta said he will play both. Logically, there's minutes on the right-hand side, excluding Saka. Left-hand side, if that's where you're going to get your starts. I see what you're saying, especially with, having a direct, actual left-footed left winger. His decision-making is a lot better than Martinelli's. There's some assists for Madueke, and there's some goals for attackers, especially the late runners into the box. To be fair, he put a number of decent balls in. I didn't know Madueke had that level of consistent precision. But for me, Madueke, if you make that left wing spot your own, great. If you're playing out of this world, great. You won't lose your spot. I'm not really on it though. I think that needs to be an added tool that we're able to run. Like I still think I couldn't tell you who. I still think we need a left winger. In an ideal world, the club bring me 2 more attackers. I need Eze regardless. Let me just stop saying Eze. One needs to come in regardless. There's enough room for both MLS and Calafiori, 2 different players for different oppositions. True. And the thing is with Calafiori, he can do the inverted thing and he can play the traditional, obviously he can play centre half, but do the traditional left back thing. Now, Lewis Skelly, I have no doubt you have the capacity to overlap because what is overlapping. But again, the crosses would have to improve. So yeah, man, interesting talking points, man. We'll get into the news in a bit, but I don't really care. Madueke will work left footed, left wing. It will work, but is that an option for 20, 25, 30, 38 games in which I know these players are not all going to play every minute, but you bet your house on Gyökeres in that ilk, right? You bet the same with Saka. Left wing, Madueke, Martinelli, Trossard. I know they're not left wingers, but Marino, Havertz, there's a role here. You lot can chip in and you might only score, like, I don't know. Havertz might only get 9 goals this season. Like, we probably get a lot more, but he might only get 9. But those 9 goals could have been in games like he snatched us an equalizer when we looked like we're going to lose, a last-minute winner. A bit, he's not Origi, but like that Origi kind of role at Liverpool. We need to have that. I know Arteta talks about the new buzzwords is tier 1 and tier 2. For me, I think Arteta is losing his patience, whether it's his fault for bringing in players or not, with the consistent injury players, which is why I'll be looking at Calafiori, because he keeps talking about this whole preseason, he keeps saying availability. And I don't think personally anything's a coincidence. So when people keep saying the same thing, I'm like, oh, wait, there might be something there. Wenger did buy Per and Mikel, and they're both coaches. And there'll be a lot of, I couldn't tell you who, but there'll be, well, Cess is now a coach. There'll be a lot of coaches after Pep Guardiola. I couldn't tell you who, but, you know, in 5, 10, 20 years, we'll be there watching, like the guys that are at City or have been at City, they'll become coaches. There's no way you can be coached by a Wenger, a Jose Mourinho, a Pep Guardiola, and, you know, all these guys. And some of you will become managers. You have to. Or coaches. Hot take, I think Jorginho's going to become a manager. I think Granit Xhaka is going to manage. I say the term management loosely, whether that's, you know, you're managing in the game at the highest level, your academy coach or whatever. El Nene as well. Well, El Nene does his coaching. Left field, and no one wants to hear it, but Rob Holding, I would say for Mikel Arteta, Cedric Suarez, because he's heavy on the coaching thing. Wenger wanted Suarez. Had we have got him at the time, would have won something. Imagine that a player at Liverpool in the current day going in the newspaper saying, let me join Arsenal. City have defensive deficiencies this season. A lot of teams do. Chelsea have that, especially with the ACL, unfortunately, with Levi Colwill. The bulk of City's problems, evidently, are defensively. If there was any teething problems with Liverpool, it is defensively. Let's not make out we ain't got them, because I know we was up there for clean sheets and everything, but compared last season to the year before, we've dropped off a cliff defensively, as reflected in so many metrics beyond. If you can be lazy and talk about clean sheets, which granted, it shows that there's a certain flooring we've got now. But how many points have we dropped from winning positions? How many goals did we concede from set pieces? So everyone's kind of got fragilities. I think Thomas Frank is obviously at Spurs. They're going to play a bit different. They're going to be a lot more defensively sound. But on paper, we haven't seen that play out, which is why I think, and again, we say this every year, and now that I say it probably isn't, but it does feel like it's going to be the most exciting Premier League season, physically draining and demanding. I feel like, personally, as an Arsenal fan, I think it's going to be like this. I think better yet, the narrative around our club is going to be like this. We go beat Man United. It's cool. We lose the next one. It's dark. Like, it's going to happen. Like, think about, obviously, I'm speaking to us Arsenal fans. Whether I agree with your opinions, you agree with mine, we're family in it. Like, we have been going at it. We have been vexed. Some people were onto Berta. Happy now that Berta's making movements. You know, we've looked a bit indifferent during pre-season. Save the best till last, Bilbao. Even me. Oh, it's all calm now. Yeah, this is what I want to see. Like, one thing I have to say with you, look, I don't believe the conspiracy theorists of all of that. Arteta's hiding stuff and not showing his hand. But when I see how we played against Bilbao, I say, you know what, maybe you lot were right, you know. Maybe, in fact, you were right. Maybe he was hiding it. But this is what I say, in that Arteta's issues of his own doing. He might not be the most expansive attacking manager in the world, but we saw the attacking elements and the transitions and whatnot of 2022-23. Even going back before that, when we had Bellerin was there, David Luiz was there, all them guys was playing very decent football. You could see the building blocks. Under Mikel Arteta, whatever people have to say, Martinelli might have fallen off a cliff, had this standout season. Saka the same, Smith Rowe the same, Odegaard at a point the same. Kai Havertz is, I won't say Havertz is held in high regards in football, but definitely in England, he's rated a bit more type of thing. So you've got the ability, you're choosing for whatever reason not to do it. Something is crippling your ability to make us play without a handbrake. And also you overcomplicate things. There's going to be games where we can't play like how we did against Bilbao, and potentially those players can't play in roles that they did against Bilbao. But for me, as a naive fan with no UEFA B license, that is the football I want to see. I couldn't, and it's pre-season. I can't tell you the last time I'm always excited to watch Arsenal. I love it. Of course, you lot the same. But again, we're family. We can be honest. And it's coming from a place of love. Honestly, when was the last time you enjoyed watching Arsenal play? Because that Bilbao's one of them for me immediately. Obviously, because of the result, you can't say Madrid. You can't not say, sorry, Madrid. City as well. PSV. But how many times, forget whether you enjoyed it or not, yeah, like, how many times have you thought we've played scintillating football? And I'm not calling for that. We can't just triangles and whatnot. We need to take what we did against Bilbao, and generally low blocks, deep blocks, our whole ethos around defending, and merge them together. So yeah, not happy that City gets Rodrigo and we don't even try. I don't know if we're trying or not, but is what it is. Pardon me, Premier League is the toughest league to win. Only 2 teams have won it since 2017. And one team's just been bullying, innit? Horseshoes build up. I don't want to see that this season. Exactly. And I saw intention and invention. And I do think psychologically for the players, because Lewis Skelly said, you know, the players were talking in the change rooms. They want to show the fans walk on. They want to come out and do well. I think that, to be fair, I did see literally the beginning of the Villarreal game and Spurs before it went south. So, yeah, we're going to have to see, man. And again, the biggest, well, I'm capping about the biggest thing, but Bilbao was the first. And again, you have to caveat it because they didn't really ask us any questions, but Bilbao was the first time I'd say, generally, I'm happy with how we defended, give or take. Cool. AC Milan, they didn't really pose anything. AC Milan as well. But I think it's been too easy in pre-season for a team to go from their box through to ours, if that makes sense. I think that yeah. And on top of that, we're conceding cheap goals and whatnot. Don't really care about Salvio to Spurs, only that City go get Rodrigo after it. Boy. Big up, man, like DG Balemba. Here we go this week. You man are holding 3 Sesko hat-trick. Has Sesko ever scored a hat-trick? A lot of big up yourself, BR, but a lot of chat from someone that's got 13 league goals. But again, he can jump high, run fast. Make sure it works, you know. Please make sure I can tell the difference between him and Ramos Højlund and that. How many of these Football Manager wonder kid strikers have you bought and none of them have banged? You lot were gassing Højlund. Højlund is not serious as well. Like, when Sesko scores his first goal for you lot in any competition, I'm gonna know if he's serious or not. Because you see, my striker, we Arsenal fans, we pressured him to do it. He didn't even want to do it. He didn't even want to do that. He thought, no, I'm too bougie for this. When I score against Man United or something, I'll do that. But we pressured him. The fans pressured him. He knew he had to just show us. You lot wanted Gyökeres. You wanted him. It's cool though, man. Would you have taken Savinho over Madueke? Brazil bias. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Yep. You need to be in and around the top by December. Social, tell them again, because you've been here for a while. What do we keep preaching on this platform? I can't control the noise, and I'm not saying you should be happy or sad for no reason. But you see from Sunday, and a week's a long time in football. We can't look too ahead. And there's other competitions. But you see, if you want to win this league title, regardless of how good or bad City and Liverpool and this one and that one are, we just have to know August to December, we're in and around it. We're in and around it. We don't even have to be the most scintillating and exciting. I'm not saying I don't want that to be the case. We need to be in and around it. January comes. For me, January till March. March, make sure you get to the end of April. And then from the end of April to May, it's cup final every week. And again, obviously, it all depends on how the things play out. You don't necessarily need you don't necessarily need 90 to 100 points. But because of what City have done for years, I have the mentality that we need to be target hundreds of dreaming in it, but you need to be looking at 85, 90, even all the way to 100 points. So that's got to be your mindset in August to get that kind of stuff. The 14 draws can't happen either. It's in our hands. It's in our hands. If we look how us Arsenal fans need our team to look and we still come up short, I still think there's got to be questions. I still think there's got to be questions, even if we get 99 points. The team above us has 100 points. I hear that, and you've tried, but we are at that point. Did you do it or not? Did you get over the line or not? It's already understood, don't need to be explained. So yeah, Brazilian bias, I would have taken Savinho. DJ, I know we have to win a trophy, but I think our fan base are becoming too negative. We have a great squad that can challenge anything. Granted, not perfect, but let's not make out they're bums. They're not bums, but I can understand the frustration because you made fans dream, you talk a lot, and ultimately you shot yourselves in the foot. Xavi already won last La Liga via Pep's school of coaching. Can't say the same for Ferguson's spawn of Satan used this guy. Smashed up the like people, nearly 200 in the building and only 70 likes. Come on. Zinchenko will be Ukraine manager in 20 years. Another one that could go into coaching. DG, if you was the manager and we didn't win the league next year and Saliba wasn't going to sign a new deal, would you let him run down the contract and leave on a free or sell him for 70 million? You got to go. You got to go. I mean, I think every club needs to be comfortable as much as you can be with players leaving on the free. It happens. It's going to happen. We were speaking about Wenger earlier. Wenger's predicted all that kind of tosh, but said, give me my 70 million. You can't. You need to get something for Donny. Nico Williams, Sesko ain't it. Thank goodness their agents and club were scammers. They ain't it. Are we going to be honest and act like Martinelli weren't better than Nico Williams? Tyrone, I don't know why everyone hates Arsenal, but fuck him. Fuck him. If you don't support us, A's up till he frees up. Fuck him. Pardon my language. Fuck him. It does frustrate me, and I get it. Some Arsenal fans on the net are very special. They go about things very mad, but we're supposed to be hated. Word to George Graham. I think fans have to be accepting everything we do is under a magnifying glass. That's why you can never tell me you don't rate my football club, because we ain't won no title in Premier in 20 years. You lot are watching us in pre-season. I ain't watched no one else in pre-season other than the Community Shield and the Club World Cup, to be fair, but the Community Shield, they love us. Everything we do is speculated. Everything. And we have to be comfortable with that. I'm not saying this right, but if you don't support Arsenal, whether I agree with your opinions or not, as Arsenal fans, fuck them. They're not going to like us. They're not going to speak on us generally. You let them do the thing. What, little nutmeg to Saliba? Saliba's got man of the match on your block. What is it? The highlight of Joshua Zirkze's career at Man United is nutmegging someone. Wow, he's nutmegged someone. How many you lot got done up by Eddie and Nketiah? What's going on? What is going on? That's all he's done. And bye. Little did you know, that bye and you're out the FA Cup. Crazy. Don't make Gyökeres go crazy on Sunday. United fans, have manners. Couple signings and you're skinning out Batty. After you lost the Spurs in that final, I shouldn't even hear from you lot for about, I can't lie, until 2026. I see us getting Eze and Fofana. It's all banks though. You take Eze and Nusa, yeah, I'm getting a bit desperate. We need to win the League Cup early to build winning mentality. Arteta needs to take it seriously this season. Take every game seriously. We literally have to try to win every single EPL game starting Sunday. I'm of that school of thought. I'm sure everybody's on that. You reckon Zubi can play the 8, DG? He kind of reminds me of Dortmund and early City Gundogan. I wouldn't go as far as that, but yeah, bro. Like, not even the 8. I think we get too hung up on the 8s and 6s. There was times Rice was further forward. Even though he's playing a bit deeper, he was further forward than Zubimendi and vice versa. What I do think is he can take on more creative responsibility. I said all of this would happen. It's just common sense. Anyone that's seen what Zubimendi's about, you know he's that controller cultural type. Then if you just look at Declan Rice, he's become some level of an all-phase midfielder for our football club. Zubimendi's probably got better capacity to do that than Rice. So it was common sense that was going to happen, really. But we need more. Savinho and Eze to Spurs. Boy, I won't say the other bit. DG will lie, it's preseason. It is. But I don't want to hear that. Because when Arsenal took a L, you shouldn't get excited about preseason, man. You lot can't, if you don't support Arsenal, you can't tell me it's not preseason, because you weren't trying to hear that when you lot were chatting shit about 14 minutes for Gyökeres. You man were analysing his body and he's fat now and this and that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. So bring it on. Bring on the agendas, the highs, the lows. Bring it on, man. Bring it on, man. Big up yourself, though. Another reject. Kiwior Cup is a lovely trophy, probably the best trophy of world footy. Just got to wait another 70 years, Foxy, for yours. For a realistic chance at the PL title, Arsenal must start the season well. The fact that there are many tough fixtures in the first few games means they have to rise to the occasion and win. I say it now, Noose is better than Nelly. I think many Arsenal fans think everybody's better than Nelly, to be honest. Yeah, man, that nutmeg. Like, we ain't seen Nelly do that. Thoughts on Kevin from Shakhtar? I don't have an informed opinion, but is he going to Fulham? I only mentioned that because the last report we read about Reece Nelson said that Fulham are in talks with this guy, and they're in talks with the Shakhtar guy, and Nelson's the backup. So naturally, you could see. I think losing in pre-season was a blessing. I don't believe such. It's about the performance, and the performance against Bilbao is the first whole 90 minutes. I can say fair enough. There's other moments where we might have lost or done something, and I think, raw, that was a good 5 minutes. That was a good 20. That was a good 45. It was an all-rounded performance. It's about the performance, and let's be honest, Bilbao, you're only as good as your last game. Bilbao obviously is our last game and has filled us with optimism, but that's the only one you can say fair enough. And no one's going to care if we lose to Man United, innit? So Arsenal fans, be prepared for the highs, the lows, the social media meltdowns and everything. Just use your common sense is all I would say. I don't tell you what to think, just think. Hands of Savinho. It's a shame I'm gonna have to agenda him, man. It is a big shame. I'm gonna have to agenda him for next season, man. But boy, it is what it is. Now, if we start looking at some of the tabloid talk, Manchester City are considering a move for Rodrigo after imminent exits. Grealish gone, McCaitry and Salvio can Grealish gone, McCaitry and Salvinho can leave. Salvinho can leave. Man City see Rodrigo as a dream target. Pep Guardiola, big fan. Real Madrid will let him leave if player wants, asking around 100 million euros. So again, if he gives the green light, something we've when you see him link with Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, this one, that one. Has he given the green light? He hasn't. I mean, would you not go for Salvino, whatever his name is? Should we poach that? Spurs have opened club-to-club talks. Negotiations between Spurs and City are underway. Thomas Franks indicated he's the ideal player. Salvino's open to the move if clubs can agree on the fee. You just want to play. That don't make sense. And you're being the champs. Lookman has rejected a potential move to Arsenal. According to reports, he wants to join, Inter Milan. Steve Parish spoke and said people on Eze, players come and go. It's a life cycle. Hopefully they're still here. That's what I'd like, but we shall see. We're gonna hone in on that in a bit, people. It's still not sunk in that Gyökeres is here and Gyökeres opened his account for Arsenal. He's scoring again at the weekend, people. You would have seen Stuttgart are continuing discussions with Arsenal over a permanent transfer for Fabio Vieira. The Gunners are seeking a package worth up to 17.35 million, which is 20 million euros. So we knew he was taking a hit on that, but it is what it is in that regards. There's a mutual recognition up to boardroom level at Arsenal that the club must improve at selling players moving forward, which is crazy. Mikel Arteta has asked for the tunnel cover to be removed at the Emirates as it muffles the roar of the crowd and makes it less intimidating for the opposition. So it's not North London forever. Oh, wow. As per this, apparently Napoli seem to be interested in Zinchenko. I mean, every day there's a new club interested in him. Pacquiao of Greece are interested in Lokonga. Lokonga, if you want to go Spain, Italy, Greece, Somalia, Dubai, Jamaica, bro, just cut from the club, bro. Just cut, please. I thought you'd be the first out because you love it. He's never been scared to not talk. He would get, before we even began pre-season, did he not speak in the Express or the Evening Standard? Is about, oh, my time at Arsenal's come to an end. Me and my agent are going to talk. What's going on? Get the move done. Fenerbahce have apparently submitted an offer for Zinchenko. Negotiations between parties are progressing fast. Arsenal want 15 million euros, but will facilitate a deal if the Turkish club can reach an agreement with Zinchenko, folks. Porto recently made a 23.4 million offer, an initial loan with an obligation to buy for Kiwior, but it was not entertained by Arsenal. Kiwior is also admired by Juventus and other Italian sides, says Ryan Taylor. We all know our next 6 games, but I'll say them for you again. Man United away, Leeds United at home, Liverpool away at Anfield, Nottingham Forest at home, Manchester City at home, which we could be playing Rodrigo again, and Newcastle United away. And yeah, man, Berto, I need you to get to work, my boy. I need you to get to work, man. You've been getting to work, but you need to get to work. Arteta on further incomings. Let's see what happens in terms of where the squad is in the next few weeks. We are actively looking at options as well. There are a few players maybe that have to leave, so we'll be open to seeing what happens, people. On the Bilbao game, for what it's worth, he praised our performance, cohesion, fluidity, dynamism, and the level of threat, and a lot of big individual performances. I hope we can say that several times next season. What is this? Everybody's getting linked with moves to Turkey. Trossard is a name being considered in the event of a possible Yilmaz departure. So he's being linked with, I think that is Galatasaray. I mean, every minute it's a new club. He's been linked with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, this one, that one, and the third. I really want Rodrigo. Arsenal are closing in on signing Eze from Palace, with sources informing football transfers. There's only one element of the move that needs to fall into place. The Gunners have already signed 5 players, as we know. Arteta is now close to completing all his major transfer window aims by adding a high-class wide player in the form of Eze to his side. Football transfers can reveal the financial terms have already been agreed between the clubs. Arsenal will pay a total fee of 55 million to Palace for the England star, with 30 million pounds set to come up front. There are still discussions over the structure of the remainder of installments, yet this is not thought to present a major sticking point. What is holding the deal up is Palace's desire to secure a replacement before selling one of their star players. In particular, the club's delay in appointing a replacement for sporting director Dougie Freeman has proven to be an issue. So yeah, Arsenal remain in contact with Eze, who wants to complete a move to North London this summer. He feels this is too good an opportunity to turn down. Palace are reluctant to lose such a talent, but are said to appreciate the player's situation. At 27 years old, with the World Cup next season, Eze would like the stage of the Emirates Stadium to impress Thomas Tuchel, while he's also excited to challenge for both the Prem and Champions League. In the meantime, Arsenal are prioritising outgoings while Palace search for an attacking replacement. Arsenal are braced for the eventuality and continue to monitor the situation of Rodrigo as a serious alternative. There's a concern at the Emirates that their London neighbours could struggle to find a suitable replacement, potentially postponing a deal back until January. I don't hear that. Eze appears increasingly likely to be Arsenal's last big sign in the transfer window, with Crystal Palace chairman Steve Parish dropping a hint that a move is on following the Community Shield. What did he exactly say? When asked about Gurhi and Eze, yeah, of course, but players come and go in football teams. I think it's a life cycle, isn't it? Hopefully they'll still be here. That's what I'd like. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how these things go. Allegedly, Arsenal have reportedly joined the race to sign Lyon's Malik Fofana before the end of the window. He's been linked with everyone. Like 1 minute Chelsea, then Forest, then us, then this one, then that one. 4 more likes and we have 100, folks. So I have to see. I mean, Eze is one thing. You have to go and get this guy. The Gunners have now seemingly ended their pursuit of Rodrigo, but they remain eager to sign a new left winger. And Fofana has been earmarked as a potential alternative to Crystal Palace talisman Eze. Who would you lot prefer, Fofana or Eze? Is it time to accept people that it's one attacker and done, people, or do you still have hopes? India Colours talked about it. To be fair, Ornstein gave him a bit of credibility, and apparently Liverpool are keen on Fofana. It's clear that this comes on the heels of, where is this? Arsenal officials made a trip to France on Friday night to chat with Lyon about Fofana. That comes on the heels of Liverpool also having discussions with Lyon a few weeks back. It's clear that Fofana is a hot commodity right now, and both clubs are keen to get him on board. Arsenal's interest adds another layer to this transfer saga, and it's exciting to see how this will unfold. Chelsea are set to miss out on him. Are we believing this, people, or nah? And don't forget, people, 4 p.m, we will... Well, I have SB and Catch and Hooks if he's about. I think he said he was. And we'll be speaking about all of this, but it's a chance for me to shut up and a chance to hear alternative voices. We have Kai for Newcastle. Fofana is the better move for the title. Gurhi and Eze humbled Liverpool yesterday. Run up the likes, man. Tell them again. When it's time to lift the charity shield, Gurhi was calling Eze. Eze said, nah, you lift it first. Both were captain for the game. Is this a sign? You never know. It could be a sign, but maybe it's just a sign of humility. Good market move, bad football move. What are you referring to directly in relation to that? At least Eze sells shirts, good market move. To be fair, Eze, respectfully to Eze, he will sell a lot of shirts, but I don't, maybe in time, but you ain't going to sell more shirts than Gyökeres in the time that you're not going to do that right now. Saka's probably sold a lot more. I reckon Lewis Skelly's probably sold. Declan Rice must be. I don't know if he's going to be there. But to be fair, you can't say Eze's not a good footballing signing. Just give me Eze in the left back. If Kiwior leaves, damn. Is African Cup of Nations on this year coming? I don't know, There's a World Cup, so it can't be, can it? It can't be. Eze is like junk food. A left winger is like healthy food. Choose wisely. I hear it. Now, big up the Marlies, man. I got time for them. You're moving here, bud. Lokonga just needs to cut, bro. The tunnel going full NFL. If you want to make the Emirates a tough atmosphere, then you need to stop cutting the ticket allocations to the people that were making up the noise and doing all of that. I think you need to ditch the North London Forever song, or you don't have to ditch it. It can come out, but bro, come on, man. No one, it's a theater. Come on. And we're never going to be St. James's Park. We're never going to be Anfield. Like, I loved Highbury. Highbury had a soul. I don't quite think the Emirates has that. But let's not. I'm only 30, but I can remember the talking point. Let's not act like the Emirates was the Emirates. Let's not act like Highbury was the noisiest place or we've ever been them kind of guys. Glazier is nice, In the past 4 years, he's won Europa with Frankfurt and won Palace. They're only 2 trophies ever. Exactly. And they'll be playing in the Conference League. I think the verdict came out. Savinho would have been a way better get than Madueke. That Sesko hat trick on Arteta's head will hit like a lumbing cocaine. Oh, you're a sniffer. If numbers get silly with Rodrigo, just move on. I'm screaming move on anyways, bro. Just move on. Get someone that's realistic. Rodrigo's like 100 million euros and 300k wages. If you want that caliber of player, that's what needs to happen. Need Timber left back against United. Right-footed left back works wonders against inverted wingers like Ahmad and Embuemo. I hear it. I'll still probably I want Timber at right back if I'm honest. He cooks for Norway. The Italy game was crazy. News is cold. I would take Noosa before he has a crazy breakout season. Definitely going to be a top wing in a year or so. He got zanged because he was meant to go, was it last year? Or just before he went to Leipzig, because what was he at, like Club Brugge or something? Something like that. Brentford tried to sweep him up. Fulham gonna pay up or pee off buying random Brazilians for Ukrainian league. Who would you get, DG, if we sack Arteta? Pick 3 you would think we'd get. I don't know who we'd get, but I know I'd be sending a speculative message to Xabi Alonso. I know you're happy at Real Madrid. Just keep me updated on everything that goes on. Cesc Fabregas, how's it going? Hansi Flick, how long are you going to be at Barcelona? Luis Enrique, you got no reason to leave Paris Saint-Germain, but if you want 15 million a year and you want to manage in the Prem, and we're at that stage where there's bread there, if we got 65 million for Kai Havertz, I know a guy like you can make 65 work. 50 million for Madueke, I know you can do things. You know who to give a call to. How many goals will Eze get? It all depends how much he starts. Eze always receives the ball to carry it like a U, then makes a pass inside. Madueke's numbers are much better than Savinho's. I'm happy with who we've got, to be honest. I mean, I would have preferred Savinho. I'm a bit of an eye test merchant Brazilian bias, but it is where it is, man. It's just going to have to work. Balemba was the player we needed along with Zubi in midfield, but the price tag is ridiculous if you ask me. We got Rice, though. Madueke to start the United game. Did we see enough in the second half? He probably won't start, but I'd rather see him. I guess I'm making an emotional call. I just want to see something different. I just want to see something different, if I'm honest. I reckon if Martinelli start, well, I don't think I guess what I'm trying to get to. I don't think Madueke and Gyökeres are going to start. They're still learning the system. So I do think if Madueke starts, Kai plays through the middle. I don't think there'll be 2 new players in that front 3, which I hope it is Saka, Gyökeres, and Madueke for what it's worth. But I think he'll just go with Martinelli, if I'm honest, especially if Calafiori gets a start, because like someone pointed out, they do have a decent partnership over there. If we get Eze, we need one more player in. What player should it be? Well, it should be Rodrigo, man. All this we find. For me, I'd rather, is it Adil Aluche or whatever? But then again, him and Eze, they're not similar, but they're quite similar. Monaco got a couple players we could grab, man. If Madueke starts, you lose. But no, Gyökeres will start. I hope so. He needs to. I don't want to see none of this bedding in crap. Start the guy. Even if he does nothing and he done nothing. Start the man now. Just start the man. None of this alternative. He's not an alternative. He's better striker than he's a better striker than Kai Havertz. Havertz can help. He can complement. He can rotate in. You're not on the same level. You're not. We've done all the football nerd stuff, the complicated stuff to get to this point. I think we need to dial it back a bit and just get back to what football was and is at its core base level. Personally, would love to see us go for Noah Lang from PSV. Ain't he at Napoli now? I don't really rate him. Madueke crossing is different. He has that pinpoint cross to the striker. Yeah, he does. He's a very good crosser. I never saw that before, bro. I'm looking at Glasner and Scaloni. If we ever sack Arteta, managers who maximize their squad. Scaloni, I don't know about the international manager coming to club football. Glasner, you know what? I'll give it a chance. But I don't know, man. During the Emirates Cup, they didn't play the long version. I think it's only for the Champions League big game or when Arteta wants the atmosphere up. How on God's green earth that gets the atmosphere up? I don't know, but allow settings for real, man. Let Rodrigo go. Honestly, he's so overrated. Even if he's overrated, if we bought him, would you be happy? You probably would. And if he's overrated, is he better than what we have? Strikers don't need bedding in. Stick Gyökeres up front from game week 1. Where's that comment going? Momentum cooking. Monumental, cooking if Madueke starts for weeks. Yildiz should be the first target. If we don't get him this season, we need to be there next season. What a baller. If we move on from Arteta, it needs to be worth it. Keep an eye out for the next 30 manager. Yeah, no more playing games. Hopefully we get Eze. We can see better rotation with him getting minutes left centre mid. I'd love to, but I don't think Arteta's on that, man, on a consistent basis. Martinelli was taking up central space and getting in Gyökeres's way at times. I start Noni and spam crosses from the left. And to be fair, United seem to have teething problems defensively or bad habits defensively, so that could be something. You can see Gyökeres still a little behind the others fitness-wise, naturally, and as we all know, to be expected. But he's a lot fitter than I thought. But yeah, naturally, I mean, what? You got like what 60 minutes against Villarreal, could be capping, but you got like 60 minutes against Villarreal, 14, 15, 16 against Spurs. See the more significant minutes against Bilbao now. Just go, man. Let's go. Rodrigo is yet to have a good season as Salvio did for Girona. Yeah, I hear that. But at the same time, use your eyes. You know Rodrigo's a baller. I think Madueke has the skills to be the next left back. Maybe if we played a traditional left back, but then when he has to defend what's going on. Gyökeres didn't have any preseason, so he'll be fully fit in a month. Even that, because the players that have had a fully fit season, they're not really fully fit, which is why I keep making a case of 10, 11, 12 games. And this is why, it's I hope no players, not just at our club, but in general, no one gets injuries. There's never a good time to get injuries 100%. But the worst time has to be preseason, because now you're already playing catch up. And players need to take time. We look at Declan Rice. He said, he didn't really have too much rest. Preseason was a bit mad last year. He was like, 5, 6 out of 10 first half of last season. Second half now, when he's caught up, he's different. Spam crosses only gives their wing back a holiday. I'd start 14 if things get tough. You put Havertz, who is used to the movements. I hear that exactly. Nagelsmann for me is on the same level as Arteta along with Xavi. I don't know, man. You've got, I don't know, man. You know what it is with Julian Nagelsmann? Say what you want about Mikel Arteta. I've never heard him say he wants the NFL Bluetooth headset that them coaches use. Julian Nagelsmann was talking about that. I don't know. You're on the Field Tilt XG thing. You're not really on what I need you to be on. I don't know, man. Very scary guy. And to be fair, would you leave managing Germany? Obviously, you don't win when you manage these nations. At some point, it's looking dark, but he'd be on the list. Gyökeres is not even fit and he's hitting Sol Campbell diving headers off the post. I'm tipping Xavi, Allegri, and or Simeone to take off from Arteta. Allegri in 2025, crazy. Simeone in 2025, good managers, but it's not going to bang for us. They're not going to bang for us. We probably need one of these modern managers, like the new age managers. And to be fair, it's harsh, but for me, if you go and get me Allegri, when you go and get me Simeone and people of this ilk, Arteta needs to win anyways, but I'm going to put more pressure on. Not that I'm going to put more pressure, because I'm putting enough pressure on Arteta, but I just want to get over the line with them too, because that tells me, obviously youngsters can break through. We might play attacking football, but that just tells me it's a by hook or by crooks thing. It don't matter how, we're not here to play sexy football. We just need to get over the line, which is, to be honest with you, going into this season has been my gripe. I don't want to play attacking football for the sake of attacking football if it doesn't end up in getting to us to where we need to get to. But for me, you either play, if you can ideally win trophies and play attacking football, great. But if you can't, if you're not winning trophies, at least play some football that captures the fans, right? And if you're going to play that butters football, you need to get over the line. You need to get over the line. So with me, with Allegri and Simeone, it's win now mode, because you lot are proven winners. The CV's there. DG, we're getting De Zerbi soon. Scary hours for you, man. Man's still gassing up De Zerbi. He can't behave himself. Great tactician, but he always starts beefing. We've seen it when he was at Shakhtar, when he was at Sassuolo, when he was at Brighton, he started beefing Trossard. We've all seen the clips of him at Marseille. He's always beefing people. And to be fair, United might need that. Experienced managers always better. Not necessarily, but I hear it. Dalman is the right wing back up. You reckon? You think Simeone is a top manager? That guy never gets it over the line, and his football won't sit well with the fans. It's true. You can't say he's not a top manager because he's done in the game. This thing is verified. Like Gasperini, I'm not as hot on Gasperini as I was, when we was actually doing Atalanta watch-alongs on this platform a couple of years ago. And Ketia won another trophy. What a move that was for him. Great. It's not like he didn't win the exact same things at Arsenal. Foxy, you lot need to make sure. You lot won the League Cup and thought you lot could keep Isaac. But several players have said no to Newcastle. You need to focus. You need to focus. You need to focus. You're not at the big boy table yet. You're not at the big boy table. It was actually fun to watch the Bilbao game. That type of football is exciting for the fans and will likely win many games. Football died when they started making managers the main characters. Give power back to the players and the beautiful game will be back. Player power is a killer though. Simeone, Allegri, and Xavi are top managers in Europe, and so is Inzaghi. Simeone is obviously a top manager, but like I do think Arsenal fans overrate the impact because he has shown he can get over the line against the powerhouses. But what's going on? Allegri's not on. You can't have everything because these men are not going to be on play. You might lose your Wanieris, your Daumans, or whatever. You might not necessarily lose them. They're not on that. Obviously, they bust young players. It's over the line. If you bring in a manager that's on this over the line thing, people need to be prepared for bad decisions. Not even bad decisions, unpopular decisions. Nagelsmann is a good manager, but I don't think great. When he got Bayern job, their league form was rubbish. Newcastle will struggle this season without Isaac if he ends up at Liverpool. Would you take the Bournemouth manager? I would, Areola. Rooney, Lampard proves experience wins. I mean, Lampard's finally, after years, shown something. But what's Rooney done as a manager? I reckon Eze deal is done by Wednesday. I hope so. Eze's release clause is gone, man. Fabry is the next manager or De Zerbi. Even the way Cesc talks about wanting to play the game as well, man. It's all different over there. It's all different, man. It's very different. Areola's cold. Cold. The way Newcastle, the way Bournemouth press, the way they're actually direct sometimes with when they had Kepa to Semenyo. Like Arteta, they love someone who can throw a long ball into the box. Savinho. I feel sorry for Bournemouth because they've lost their whole back five, innit? Or at least three of them. Like that Zibani guy's gone PSG. Obviously, House has gone Real Madrid. Kirk has gone Liverpool. I feel like they've lost someone else. Peak for them. Not gonna lie, kind of embarrassing for Arteta that we're seeing Amorim assemble a better attack in 6 months while Arteta had been dishing out to Chelsea flops all these years. Boy, will Dauman have the same impact as Rooney? Listen, cool off, man. Cool off. Just let Max Dauman be Max Dauman. Like, Rooney was a serious teenager. Like, it's not going to help him. It's not going to help him being compared to Cesc Fabregas and Wayne Rooney and these things. Just let him be Max Dauman. You see, let him be Max Dauman. And I think football was different then. I don't think players could get coddled. Like, Rooney physically and mentally, no disrespect to Max, but he was a 16-year-old man. Like RIP Kevin Campbell, you hear the way he talks about him when he was at Everton as a 14-year-old and whatnot. It's crazy. Mr. DG has now moved to Hendon. You're going mad. Northwest, brother. There are several top managers, coaches in the PL right now, but I think only Pep could be considered elite. I can't even give Nketiah credit these days, games. God, no, because you know what you're doing. Let Pep get sacked, get him in a year or two. Bro, we're not getting Pep. We're not getting Pep. There was a time where Wenger should have stepped away from Arsenal and we could have got Klopp. Because I think we could have got Pep around them times as well. But I don't think Pep would have worked when we had the austerity measures at Arsenal. Maybe now it'd work. Pardon me. When Wenger needed to probably step down, we could have got Klopp. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. The talent pool for both players and managers in the PL is crazy right now. Call me, man. You're a madman. That Gyökeres header gassed me too much. Same, I've watched it bare. Big up yourself, TW. And that's why Arsenal took Max out the limelight. Go back to hiding him until the Cat Yarabel. Can't hide him, but yeah, man, them things there are not helping no one. Like, it's not helping no one. Gyökeres, Saka, Rodrigo, Leao, Bacola shits on Man U's front line. I hear that, but I ain't seen Bacola forward to the Emirates. Rodrigo looks like he's aggressively being linked with City. And Leao, like, there's not even really any credible links. I know earlier in the summer there was Berta spoken with his agent, but at least with Eze, it feels like there's an arm there, like, and previous and some other names. It don't really. I feel that one there is cap, if it makes sense. I think that one there is cap, if I'm honest with you. Big up Curtis. Big up Curtis if he got 100k subscribers. Shout out to him. He's been grafting, man. He deserves it. Big up the light-skinned Cameron Jerome with the cables. Excited for this season. Lot to like. Just feel no matter how many players we sign, it always feels like we're one or two short. Back again. Did I miss DG taking off his shirt? Yeah. DG, bro, your nan will be proud of you. Plus, happy you moved to Hendon. RIP Nan, man. 2024, 2004. It still leaves me. That's the year my nan died. It still like reminds that year scarred me, man. You know when certain things will never leave you, never ever leave you. Yeah, big up Curtis on 100k, man. See, it can be done. That's why it's Monday. Everybody in their personal lives, because I'm sure some of you are doctors, whatever, go and get it, people. Fight tooth and nail. You've only got one life to live. Time is a currency we've all got to spend. And if you don't succeed, pick yourself up. Don't be a bitch. Go again. We've got this, people. All of us can do what needs to be done. That's what we're preaching here, people. So yeah, people. On that note, though, I'm just conscious of time. So I'm gonna let you lot chill. I'm gonna get a quick lunch. I'm back at 4 p.m. people. So any other talking points, bring them over. I'm in the process of actually editing a video for you lot around the Bilbao game and little things like that. So look out for that. Just turn on your notification bells, people. And there's gonna be better content this week. Obviously at the weekend we're watching Arsenal Man United. Appreciative to you lot who've tuned in, smashing the like button, supporting the movement. So yeah, on that note, one love.
Always